As the graduation ceremony came to a close, Aron trudged back to his dormitory for the collection of his things. Since he was expelled, he had to leave the school grounds within 1 week. Although he repealed their verdict, they denied his appeal and informed him that he wasn't going to be allowed to repeal again due to the conclusive evidence they had. So he shouldn't waste their time and begin preparing himself and leave the campus grounds before he was forced out of it. With his heart heavy with disappointment and frustration, he left the university all alone since he lost almost all of his friends after the accusation was announced. His 2 remaining friends couldn't see him off because they had to attend the mandatory meeting for graduates. The rest of his friends abandoned him the moment the information was leaked, which was weird in itself. When he arrived at his home, he found his parents waiting for him, waiting to hear about the full story from him with details since they'd only heard the short side of it. But as soon as they saw the expression on his face, they knew that it was going to take a very long time to listen to the whole story. Tears streaming down his face, Aron told his parents about what had happened in excruciating detail about what happened. He explained how he had been denied graduation by the university and then expelled from the university for something he didn't even do. Although his parents have heard the short form of the story, but his parents still listened in focus and utter disbelief, unable to comprehend how their son could have been treated so unjustly. After they completed listening to his explanation, despite the sadness and anger they felt for their son's sake, they asked, "So what do you plan to do now?" Aron sighed and answered, "I really don't know where to start really, as I can't appeal it again in the university. The only way for me to be able to do anything other than suing them, but I know that we can't really afford it." His parents felt embarrassed when they heard that, but couldn't refute him because it was mostly true. But they knew that he wasn't saying this to shame them or anything, but only to inform them that his only path was also closed due to their financial situation. "So I have to start looking for a part-time job since I don't have a diploma, and most of the jobs I could have in my field need it," answered Aron, looking like he has given up even the idea of trying to return to university. "Also, I most likely won't have the job because for some reason it has been leaked out that I have plagiarized my thesis, so I have a negative reputation in the industry," answered Aron while trying to prevent himself to curse in front of his parents and his little brother, who was oblivious of what was happening. Aron's parents were hard-working individuals who had sacrificed a lot to give their son the best education possible. However, despite their best efforts, they were struggling to make ends meet, and they simply didn't have the financial means to help their son with his legal battle. Aron's mind was about to be overwhelmed from guilt after he saw his parents saddened for him, but just as he was about to console them and assure them that this isn't much of a problem, when he heard a notification on his phone informing him that he received an email. So he opened to read it, and oh God, he almost had a heart attack because, "Dear Aron, I regret to inform you that as a result of your expulsion from Columbia University in your final year, you are required to repay the scholarship funds you have received. We understand that this is a difficult and challenging situation, but it is a necessary step in order to maintain the integrity of our scholarship program. We have determined that the total amount of your scholarship funds that were disbursed for the academic year will need to be repaid in full. We understand that this may create a financial burden for you, and we want to work with you to find a repayment plan that is feasible and manageable for your circumstances. Please contact our office as soon as possible to discuss repayment options and to begin the process of returning the scholarship funds. We will work with you to make this process as smooth and efficient as possible. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to support you and help you through this difficult time. Sincerely, Stephen Brock, Scholarship Program Coordinator." His parents were scared when they saw his face pale. "Aron, what's wrong?" asked his mother. Aron couldn't hear her as his brain was doing the calculation of the amount of money he was supported in the 4 years he received the scholarship. The estimated cost of attendance for undergraduate students in academic year, which includes tuition, fees, room and board, books, and other expenses, was approximately $61,500 per year. This means that he had to pay the minimum of a total of $246,000, more or less, for a 4-year undergraduate degree. He almost fainted when he completed his calculations. It was only stopped when his father shook him to remove him from his almost fainted situation. Aron was grateful to them for this, but he knew he was fucked up for the next few years to come until he repaid everything. But when they asked him to show them, he didn't do that since they might die from a heart attack. Their current financial situation couldn't add debt payment, or they might just have to file for bankruptcy. So he only told them that the email was about the confirmation of his expulsion. That's why he became paler, and nothing else was wrong. They knew he was lying or not telling the whole truth, but they didn't insist on it and left him since they knew that he was currently very stressed and there's no need to pile on top of it. While Aron was sleeping soundly, if you could count sleeping by using sleeping pills as soundly, Aron was sound asleep in his bed, exhausted from the emotional turmoil of the past few hours. Also, the humongous debt that was dropped on him while he was still stressed. I mean, you can't just recover immediately when you're suddenly $250,000 in debt without a warning. For the current Aron, life was really stressful. He really wished he could rewind time and change whatever was causing this. That is, if he knew what caused it, but he will find it. And when he finds it, he will. A strange object suddenly appeared in space. It hovers a little before being pulled to Earth by gravity and fell into the atmosphere. To everyone's amazement, if anyone was capable of seeing it, it didn't cause any ripple when it was falling that distance. But since it was small and its terminal velocity was low, that wasn't really surprising. It passed right through buildings and trees as if they didn't exist before finally landing directly on Aron's head and passed through it, but it didn't appear on his chin or anywhere, as currently it was assimilating with his brain and synchronizing with it. The assimilation was going on without problem when Aron awoke with a start but fainted immediately. The strange object that had fallen from the sky had somehow forced him to continue with his sleep as it continued merging with his brain and assimilating with it. While the assimilation was going on, some part of the object was mixing with the nervous system, some parts were mixed with bone marrow, some parts were also mixed with almost all parts of his body. But almost half of it remained on his brain, covering almost all of it, mimicking the function of the location it was assimilating. Ding! System assimilating. 10%, 50%, 100%. The voice was sent to his brain, but he couldn't hear it because he was forced into the coma for his sake, or he would have felt excruciating pain to want death to himself or the world. 99.9999%. 100%. When the number reached 100, the movement of all parts of the object in his body stopped making any movements as they continued acting the same as the location they were currently residing. System assimilation completed. This also was sent to him, but he didn't hear it too. Examining and analyzing host's body. Analysis completed. Examining and analyzing host's existing environment. Analysis completed. Error, 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 error. Magic energy existence confirmed. Partial analysis completed. Host's body and similar current existing life in planet not evolved for magic. Due to current system limitation, system can't help host's body handle magic. Looking for solution. Request solution and upgrade. Since Aron's body or anyone's body on Earth hasn't evolved to be able to use magic, the system chose the only way Aron could be capable of affecting things with magic, which is runes. Unfortunately, the main server that would have helped his body to be able to wield magic was not in this universe, so no going you shall not pass for Aron. That would have been cool, though. Retry. Main server connection unavailable. Retry. 10,000 times. Man, that piece of shit was persistent, like damn. I mean, if you try something 1 billion times and it fails, just give up, man, have some dignity. Activating missing server protocol for upgrade.
Oh, looks like someone smart made this, thank God. Request solution and upgrade from embedded local system. Request approved due to reason EU 845 NDAKUEM JD SK7 48263155 BSC 3162381. Update 10%, 75%, 100%. Solution found. Runic codex found suitable for the user. Since Aron's body wasn't capable of using magic, the system chose the only way Aron could be capable of affecting things with magic, which is runes. Update completed. System permission full. Advanced technology